Hello, my name is Scott Balknight, Manager of Retention here at VectorVest, and this week we're going to discuss getting started, how to manage your portfolio. Last week we showed you how to get started with VectorVest. We showed you how to build a watch list, how to read the graphs, and how to heat the color guard. We even discussed how to find great candidates to buy when the market is showing you that it's a good time to get in. This week we're going to show you how to take it to the next level by showing you how to add stocks to a portfolio and how to manage your portfolio effectively. Let's jump right into the software. Once you log back into VectorVest, you're going to start right here on your home page. To get back to our watch list, we're going to go to our Viewers tab. Once I click on the Viewers tab, we'll have our Viewers section as well as our watch list section listed on the left side of the screen. Our watch list is located in the folder titled My Watch List. When I click that, you'll see the folder that we created last week titled My Stocks. So I'm going to click on my watch list here titled My Stocks. This is going to give me the list of all of the stocks that we put in our watch list last week. Watch lists are a very powerful tool, but they don't tell you how much money we're making. We're going to move all of our stocks into a portfolio so that we can see the actual performance of our stocks and whether they're helping us make money or lose money. To do that, first I'm going to change the date on this page back to where we were last week. All I have to do is click on our date box here, and this is going to bring up our VectorVest time selector where it allows me to actually change the date and the time if I'm using real time or intraday. I'm going to choose the 20th, and then I'm going to click OK. Once I've changed the date on this page, all of my prices are going to reset back to what they were on that Thursday. So we'll notice the price here is now $24.29 versus what it was just a few moments ago. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually put these stocks in a portfolio using our QuickFolio function. Right now this button says QuickFolio selected. I'm going to click on the black arrow here and I'm going to select QuickFolio All. The new QuickFolio window is going to allow me to give this portfolio its own individual name. Just for the sake of the example, I'm going to change the name here to 01 My Portfolio. Now, if I would choose, I can also change the initial investment amount. We'll notice that we have the default here of $100,000. Maybe you don't have $100,000 in your portfolio. Maybe you have more. Maybe you have less. I'm going to change this number to $50,000. Once I press the tab key, the number will enter. You can also change the commission type. Right now, it's saying that it's per trade. I'm going to click on this drop-down arrow, and if I wanted to, I can change it to a percentage or per share. For the sake of our example today, I'm going to select none. If you know what the margin requirements are for your portfolio, all you have to do is check this box and enter in the margin percentage. If you know what the interest rate is, you can do the same for the interest rate. For the time being, just for this example, I'm going to leave these two unchecked. We also can choose our purchase type. Naturally, when you go to place a trade in your live portfolio, it gives you the ability to buy to open or to sell to open. This is the difference between choosing long and short for our purchase type. I'm going to choose to purchase these stocks long, and then I'm going to actually choose a stop criteria. When I click on Edit Stop Criteria, it's going to give me the window to edit the stop criteria. You have a lot of different choices here for your stop criteria that you can use in your portfolio. Some of the stop criteria you're going to be familiar with, and some you're not, but that's okay. Anytime you select a stop criteria, the definition will appear on the right side of the window. Right now I've selected gain loss. This says the stop criteria will be met when the return on the investment for the holding is greater than the percentage gain entered or less than the percentage loss entered. I'm going to change the gain percentage here to 30%. I'm also going to change the loss percentage to 15%. Now that I have my stop loss set, all I'm going to do now is click OK. We'll see down here at the bottom now, my stop criteria is now set for a 30% gain or a 15% loss. As soon as the prices or the ROI on each one of those stocks that I have in my watch list, if any of those hit any one of those 2 points, it's going to automatically give me an alert to tell me that it's time to sell those stocks. I'm going to go ahead and click OK down here at the bottom. This is going to give me a prompt to ask me if I want to go to the portfolio now or if I want to go to the portfolio later. I'm going to choose to go to the portfolio now. Now we're on our Portfolios tab. Just below the Portfolios tab, we have our portfolio information bar. It's going to give me the name of my portfolio, the buying power that I have available, the gain loss today, the total value of my portfolio, and the total gain loss of the portfolio since it's been created. Below the portfolio information bar, you're also going to have your portfolio mini graph. The portfolio mini graph is an excellent tool when gauging the performance of your trading plan. The objective is to try to have this graph move from bottom left to upper right in as smooth a fashion as possible. This is also one of the main reasons why we tell you to buy stocks that mimic that same kind of price pattern. The more stocks you have moving from bottom left to upper right in a smooth fashion, the more your portfolio mini graph is going to do the same thing. This portfolio mini graph will also tell you how erratic your trades are. The more volatile the stocks are that you put in your portfolio, the more volatile this mini graph will be. If this mini graph is moving around quite a bit, it's going to be really difficult for you to stick to the trading plan that you're using. You're going to feel like it's not being successful. Below the portfolio mini graph, you're going to have a series of column headers, much like what we saw when we were in our watch list section. We have our company name, our symbol, our purchase date, the quantity of shares that we've purchased for each stock, and the current price that those stocks are trading at today. You even have the percent price change and the dollar change information. As we scroll to the right, you're going to have a few other important columns that are very vital to your portfolio's performance. One of those columns is going to be your ROI column. Your ROI is, of course, your return on your investment. If I single left click this column, it's going to push the stocks that are having the best performance to the top of the list while pushing the stocks with the worst performance to the bottom of the list. As it stands right now, CQP has the worst performance out of all of the stocks in our portfolio. Using stop criteria in your portfolio is important so that your portfolio can weed out any stocks that are hurting it. If you don't use stop criteria in your portfolio, you can always use our simple rule of thumb. We call it the 1% rule. That rule states that I can let any one stock in my portfolio fall 1% of the total value of my portfolio. Remember, when we started this portfolio, it started out with an initial investment of $50,000. That means I can let any one stock on this list drop by $500 before I need to sell it. If you look closely on this list, you'll notice that we only have 9 stocks on this list now. We initially started with 10. We sold a stock in this portfolio because initially when we created this portfolio, we said that we wanted to create a stop criteria that would sell out of any stock if it actually made 30% or if it lost 15%. When we did that, we activated our Genius for our portfolio. Let's click on the edit button and I'll give you a little bit of information about how our Genius works. Our Portfolio Genius is an intelligent portfolio manager that's designed to follow the trading plan that you put in place. Every successful portfolio needs to know when to buy, what to buy, and when to sell. The Genius can actually automate all 3 of those steps and send you an alert to tell you what you need to do and when you need to do it. To set up your alerts, you would click on your Alert Settings button here in the upper right corner of the Portfolio Genius window. Once this window appears, you'll notice your email alert section. To add a new email, I just click on one of the blank areas and then click the Edit button in the upper right corner. This is going to give me the alert destination window. To add a new email address, all I have to do is type in the email address that I want all of my alerts to come to. If you don't want to receive an email, we can also change this to a text message. No longer do you have to sit stationed in front of the computer all day to know when you need to make a trade. For the time being, I'm just going to click cancel down here in the bottom right corner. And this is going to take us back to our settings window. I'm going to click cancel one more time here in the bottom right corner. And this is going to take us back to our Portfolio Genius window. Because we're not going to do anything using our automated system, we're going to turn the Genius off for the time being. We want to manually enter the trades today. I'm going to click the off button here, and then I'm going to click save. One of the frequently asked questions we hear in our support department is how do we get this portfolio to match up with what we're actually doing in our real live portfolio? It's really easy to do. All I have to do is click on the reports button and then go to my transaction log. Once the View Transaction Log window appears, you'll see every trade that you've made in this portfolio, the buys and the sells. To edit any transaction, all I have to do is single left click the transaction and then select the edit button at the bottom of the screen. This is going to open my edit transaction window. Through this edit transaction window, I can edit every portion of the trade. I can edit the trade date, the price per share, the number of shares traded. I can even edit the target investment amount. Let's go ahead and edit this trade. I'm going to change my trade date, and I'm going to change this back to last Friday instead of last Thursday. That's going to make the date the 21st. Once I click on the 21st, I just click OK down here at the bottom, and I'm also going to click the Get Price button. Once I click on Get Price, we'll notice the price adjusted to now $81.47. We also have our number of shares here. We have 59 total shares here. Well, what if I didn't know how many shares I purchased, but I know how much I invested? We can also change the target investment amount. I'm going to choose the target investment amount button. And we know that each stock in our portfolio has right around $5,000 invested in it. But what if I didn't want to invest $5,000? We're going to change that number. We're going to say, what if we invested $4,500 instead? Now all I have to do is press the Tab key on my keyboard. We'll notice that our cost base is adjusted, trying to invest as much of this target investment as it can without exceeding the number that we had in that box. We'll also notice that the number of shares that we had in this box also adjusted. Now that we have our new cost basis, all I have to do now is click the OK button, and this will take us back to our View Transaction Log. Now that we're back on the View Transaction Log window, we can actually make adjustments to every trade that we've purchased all at one time, and then we can click our OK button to make those changes in our portfolio, or we can do them one at a time. I'm going to go ahead and click OK on this screen. This is going to take me back to my portfolio. We notice now that in this cost basis column, most of these stocks are right around $5,000, except this one. This is the one that we changed in our transaction log. To manually sell any stock in your portfolio is easy also. All I have to do is single left click the stock that I want to sell, right click it, and then select close position. This is going to give me the window that's going to ask me if I'm okay with placing this trade. All I have to do is confirm that by clicking OK, and that stock will be removed from the portfolio. As we can see, the right click function gives you a lot of control over your portfolio, just as it did when we were on our watch list. I'm going to right click SHLDQ here, and it's going to give me my drop down list once again. Using our layout function, we can add more columns to this screen as well. On the left side of your layout window are all of the columns that you can potentially add to your portfolio. On the right side of this window are all of the items that are already displayed on your screen. I'm going to add RS, VST, and RV to my watch list. Once I have them highlighted, all I have to do is click on the arrow pointing to the right. That moves them over to the right column. Now all I have to do is move them in their correct spots. I'm going to click RV. I'm going to move that up above RT. I'm going to use the same arrow to move RS up. And I'm going to also move the VST up. Now I'm going to click OK down here at the bottom. As we can see here, those columns are now visible on this screen. I can right click once again, and then I can auto fit all columns to make the layout look a little bit better on my screen. By doing this, we're combining both the power of our watch list and the power of our portfolio in one section. Now I can analyze my portfolio for the fundamental and technical analysis, as well as the overall price performance of each one of the positions in my portfolio. Once you've completed all the work and determined what you need to sell out of your portfolio, you're now in the thought process of trying to add new stocks to your portfolio. But you need to know before you do that if now is the right time. To find that out, we just need to go back to our Home tab. I'm going to click on my Home tab, and this is going to take me back to my home page. Just like we mentioned last week, to know whether or not it's a good time to start purchasing stocks, all we have to do is read the information that appears in our market timing gauge. As it says right now, the color guard is neutral. VectorVest advocates caution when buying stocks at this time. We can see here in our color guard that we don't have a green light in our price column, but we do have an up signal that's located here in our trend box. This means that the week over week trend has risen. The question is whether or not I'm willing to take the risk. For the sake of our example today, I'm going to show you how to find great stocks to put in your portfolio. Just like we mentioned last week, the stock viewer is an excellent place to start when trying to find stocks to put in our portfolio. To get there, all we do is we click on our Viewers tab. Then over on the left side, we'll notice that we see our Viewers section and our Watch List section as we saw before. We're currently still in our watch list. For this example, we're going to click on our Stock Viewer. Last week we mentioned that the Stock Viewer actually brings all of the stocks that have the best combination of fundamental and technical analysis at the top because it's sorted by our VST indicator. We also mentioned last week that VectorVest advocates buying safe, undervalued stocks that are rising in price in a rising market. The very first stock that we have on our list is MLNX. This stock has a relative value and relative safety greater than 1, as well as the relative timing. This means it meets all of that criteria that we were looking for to add a stock to our portfolio. To find another stock that's met that criteria, I'm going to be looking for all of the same information, RV, RS, and RT to all be greater than 1. We would add Crocs in that case, but we already have that stock in our portfolio. So as I look down my list, the next stock that meets that criteria is DORM. To highlight both of these stocks, all I have to do is single click on one of the stocks, hold down the Control key on my keyboard, and then click the other. Once both of those stocks are highlighted, I can add both of those stocks by right clicking on any one of those highlighted stocks. This of course is going to give me my drop down window. The drop down window, a little close to halfway down this page, you have an option here that says Add to Portfolio. I'm going to click the Add to Portfolio now. This is going to open our Add to Portfolio window. Now all I have to do is choose which portfolio I want to add those stocks to. I'm going to click and highlight the portfolio that we created today, and then I'm going to click the next button down here at the bottom. This is our Portfolio Genius working for you again. It identified the fact that we're choosing the 01 My Portfolio. It also tells me how much buying power I have available, the total value of my portfolio, and how many stocks are currently in that portfolio. You'll notice these boxes are all highlighted in red. That means that I have to do something in each one of those boxes to continue. The action box is going to ask me if I want to buy the stock or if I want to short the stock. Of course, for this example, we're going to buy the stock. The next window is asking me how much I want to spend out of this $7,713.46. So I'm going to type 7713, and we'll notice that this portfolio is smart enough to divide that money equally amongst the two stocks that I wanted to purchase. We have $3,856.50 as the maximum amount we're going to spend on any one of those stocks. All I have to do next is click the next key. Then it's going to ask me if I want to go to the portfolio now or if I want to open that portfolio later. I'm going to choose to go to the portfolio now. And just like that, we have our two stocks in our portfolio. It's just that easy. Today, we showed you how to easily move your stocks from a watch list into a paper trading portfolio. Our portfolios allow you to not just paper trade, but using our portfolio mini graph and some of our portfolio management tools, how to accurately identify areas of weakness as well as areas of strength in your current trading plan. If you have any questions or if you need any help with your portfolio, give us a call on our toll-free number. The number is 888-658-7638. Anyone in our support department can help you with your portfolio manager. Again, my name was Scott Balknight, and I thank you for watching this week's special presentation. Have a great weekend.